The Washington quarter is a staple of U.S. currency, having been in circulation since 1932. With George Washington's portrait featured on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, it's a coin that represents both the nation's history and its ongoing legacy. But while many Washington quarters might be familiar, there's one particular year, 1995, that has become highly sought after, and it's due to a very specific reason. The 1995 P. Washington quarter, minted in Philadelphia, became one of the most valuable coins of the 1990s due to a rare and valuable error. At first glance, a 1995 P. Washington quarter might seem like just another modern coin. After all, it's part of the usual batch of coins minted for everyday use. But what makes this specific quarter worth so much more than its face value is an error in its production process, a double die obverse. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, resulting in a doubling of certain features, particularly on the lettering and numbers. This is not a common mistake, and it makes the coin incredibly rare. The double die error on the 1995 P. Washington quarter is most noticeable in the word Liberty, the year 1995, and the motto, In God We Trust, on the obverse. When you look at the coin under magnification, you can see that the letters and numbers appear slightly doubled, creating a shadow effect that makes them appear blurry or thicker than usual. The doubling can be especially noticeable on the L and B in Liberty, as well as the 9 and 5 in the date. These subtle yet distinctive details make the 1995 P. Washington quarter with the double die error highly desirable to collectors. But why is this doubling so important? First, let's look at how coins are normally produced. The U.S. Mint uses metal dies that strike coins, imprinting the design onto the blank metal discs. Normally, the dies are aligned perfectly to make a clean, crisp image. However, with a double die error, the die strikes the coin multiple times, but it's not aligned properly, causing the design to shift and overlap. The result is a doubling effect that's visible on the raised parts of the design. The interesting thing about this error is that it doesn't happen all the time, especially with modern coins. Errors like this were more common in earlier years, but today, with modern technology and quality control, the chances of such a mistake occurring are much lower. This is why coins like the 1995 P double die error have become so highly prized. They're rare, and there's a certain thrill in discovering something that wasn't meant to be in circulation. When it comes to the value of the 1995 P. Washington quarter, the market has seen some impressive prices for well-preserved examples. A typical 1995 P. Washington quarter without any errors would be worth only 25 cents. However, when you have a 1995 P. Washington quarter with the double die error, the value jumps dramatically. A coin in excellent condition, graded by professional numismatists, could easily fetch between $1,000 and $10,500, depending on its condition and the extent of the error. The most significant factor affecting the value of this coin is its grade. Coins are graded based on their condition, and this grading system plays a huge role in determining their market value. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from poor, P1, to mint state, MS, 70, with higher grade coins being much more valuable. A 1995 P. Washington quarter in mint state condition, with little to no signs of wear, would obviously fetch the highest price. The higher the grade, the more the coin will be worth. For example, a 1995 P. double die quarter in mint condition, free of scratches, nicks, and other damage, might be worth upwards of $10,000. On the other hand, one with noticeable wear but still identifiable as an error coin could be worth anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000. Even if you have a 1995 P quarter that's not in perfect condition but still shows the error, it could still fetch several $100s at auction. This is why so many collectors keep an eye on their 1995 P quarters. They could be holding on to a small fortune without even realizing it. If you think you might have a 1995 P. Washington quarter with this error, it's worth taking a closer look. The error is generally most visible in the word Liberty and the date 1995, but the best way to spot it is by using a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Check for doubling on the tops of the letters in Liberty, especially the L and B. If you see any noticeable doubling, that's a clear sign that you've got a double die coin on your hands. Likewise, inspect the date, look for signs of doubling on the 9 and 5. Don't forget to check the motto, "In God We Trust," as well. The doubling is often subtle, but with a little patience, you can clearly see the second image of the lettering. The good news is that these coins are still out there, and with the right knowledge, you can easily spot one if you come across it. Error coins, like this 1995 P double die quarter, often slip under the radar because most people don't pay much attention to the details on their change. But for a coin collector, these errors are like treasure hunts. And because the 1995 P Washington quarter with a double die error is so valuable, collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for them. Now, while this coin is one of the most famous and valuable errors from the 1990s, it's not the only rare or valuable coin from that era. Other years have also produced notable error coins, such as the 1999 Connecticut State quarter with a missing part of the design. But the 1995 P double die quarter stands out as one of the most desirable due to its rarity and the uniqueness of the error. It's a perfect example of how a small mistake can turn a relatively ordinary coin into something extraordinary and highly collectible. For those just getting started in coin collecting, this is a great example of how the hobby can be both exciting and rewarding. Coin collecting isn't just about collecting coins, it's about understanding the history behind them, learning about the minting process, and discovering rare treasures along the way. Even if you're just looking through your pocket change, you might be holding onto a coin that's worth much more than you think. In the end, the 1995 P Washington quarter with the double die error is a prime example of how error coins can dramatically increase in value. A coin that originally cost 25 cents to make could end up being worth thousands, and that's what makes coin collecting such a thrilling hobby. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting to learn about the world of numismatics, it's always worth taking the time to examine your coins closely. You never know when you might come across a hidden gem. If you happen to find one of these error coins, I highly recommend getting it professionally graded. Grading companies, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can evaluate the condition of your coin and help you determine its true value. Once it's graded, you can either add it to your collection, sell it at an auction, or hold on to it as an investment. Either way, it's a coin that's sure to be a conversation piece and an exciting find in the world of coin collecting. So, the next time you're going through your pocket change, take a closer look at your 1995 Pquarters. You could be holding on to a piece of history that's worth a lot more than you thought.